Hey everyone, welcome back to another Beamerzite video. My name is Rich, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you part 3 of a video series where I'm hunting down a high idle and surging idle in my 1984 533i. Now today I'm going to be replacing this coolant temp sensor, and this is a funky 2-prong one that comes only on the early Motronic 1.0 cars of the early to mid 80s, before the later versions of Motronic fuel injection control improved by Bosch. Now this car originally had a yellow colored sensor, and I tested it, and even when cold or hot the resistance stayed the same depending on all of the conditions. And so I think that indicates that there's a problem with the original sensor in this car. Now the original yellow top ended in part number 716 is no longer available, but this violet one ending in 719 was recommended and is still readily available. This is a genuine BMW part. So I'm gonna install it and test out the resistance when cold and when hot. And hopefully this will lead to the resolution of the high idle problem in this car. If it does not resolve the problem, I also ordered this cheap Facet brand, that's how you pronounce it, throttle position sensor. This is made in Italy. This was a pretty cheap one. I believe I paid something like $40 or $50 for this one. And as you can see here, it doesn't have the Bosch or anything on it. The Bosch one was something like $200, and I think the genuine one is like $400 or $500 or more, which is pretty insane. So for $40 or $50, I figured why not have this as a backup Hail Mary pass to try to resolve the high idle issue. Now I'll try that temperature sensor first, then I'm going to look at this throttle position sensor if that doesn't work. And if none of those things work, well, I might have to get the car smoke tested and find out if there is an intake leak somewhere in the engine. So fingers crossed, let's go out there, install that temperature sensor, and hopefully that resolves the idle issue. Here is our thermostat housing with the old yellow sensor, and here's the violet sensor we'll be replacing it with. Just pull off these 2 prongs here. This is a 19 millimeter. Here's the old 716 yellow sensor and the new 719 violet sensor. All right, so let's start the car, let it warm up, and see if the idle is lower once we hit operating temperature. All right, so with that new sensor in and the car's warm, we have not had any luck. It appears that the idle is as high as ever. In fact, it looks a little higher than it was previously. And as I was letting the car warm up for about 10 minutes, the surging came back. So something is still going on here with the electricals in this car, and I guess the next thing to throw at it will be the throttle position sensor. Here is the throttle position switch, or throttle position sensor, and this has 2 circuits in it. One controls the idle position of the throttle body, and the other one controls the wide open position when the gas pedal is stomped to the floor. All right, first let's disconnect our harness here. And I've loosened 2 Phillips head screws, one here and one here, with our stubby Phillips screwdriver, and I moved this diagnostic port out of the way here so I can fit the Phillips screwdriver in. Now, to properly adjust our throttle position switch, basically we want this throttle, as soon as we open the butterfly here, we're going to hear a small click come from the inside of the switch. And if you're able to move this and not hear that click, then it's not adjusted correctly. So as soon as this is opened, you'll hear the click. And then again, when it's closed, it will click again. And so basically what you need to do is move the switch back and forth. At the same time, you're just sliding it and then checking by opening the throttle body here. Once you've found the sweet spot, you can tighten down your Phillips screws. And finally, we'll plug our harness back in. All right, last chance here. And it looks like that's a no. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this channel and supporting. I truly appreciate it. If this video was helpful and or interesting, please leave me a comment below. Like, comment, subscribe, all those things.